Hello everybody, this is YDYT, and I would like to welcome every single one of you back to a brand new episode of MinasCraft. So this is episode 16, but it should be episode 18, and now you're sitting there thinking, what? And I'm sitting here thinking, I messed up. So basically, I filmed episode 16, it was all good, everything was fine. And then I got midway through filming 17 because I was just feeling really inspired. Except then I found out that I did something at some point, I don't know what, but something happened with my hard drive and the files were so laggy and they're basically unviewable. So we're going to run through what was done in those two episodes now, because I don't want to put out bad unviewable content, so we're just pretending it didn't happen. So ages ago we built this door and we finally started to expand behind it. So the first thing we did was we built this redstone mechanism here, where if I right click on one of these note blocks, it'll give me a random project to work on, with this being a small project, a medium project, and a large project, where small is roughly an episode worth, maybe 2 in an episode, a medium is a bit longer, and then a large is something that could take 30 odd episodes maybe. It's just super simple, one wide redstone. If anyone wants a tutorial, I guess I could do one on a project randomizer, but yeah. So that's the first thing we did, and that was at the beginning of 16. Then we decided that we would do a project. So the project that we decided we'd do a small project, and the project that it gave us was to make a sand duper so that we can fully dupe sand, like, properly and everything, because like that's a good thing to have since we agreed that we're going to dupe the sand for this world. So I'll run to the end and show you that. Okay, so we're here over at the end, and as you can see we've got our nice sand duper here, and I believe this whole thing's working. I'm a bit confused why there's this sand block there. It shouldn't be there. It should be there like all the rest of them. So maybe we were duping one less than we thought, but that's a-okay. So sand duper here, it's Ilmango's design. Basically it works by making the sand fall into the portal, and then it's aligned by the boats, and then it somehow dupes them. I couldn't tell you, so don't ask me, but basically we built this up here. And that was all fun and good and everything, and then that's where we rounded out episode 16. And then we went into episode 17, and we decided we'd draw a medium project. And the project that we happened to get was to finish the sand around the first quarter of our giant circle out here. So I'll show you that. Oh, this way. So as you can see here, we've got a ton of sand. Oh, apparently I didn't quite finish it. I think I ran out of blocks. But that's a very little amount left to do. And then, yeah, it goes the whole way around the whole circle, which is absolutely massive. And this took about 6 or 7 hours, and I made a time-lapse out of it. So that time-lapse is really laggy, so I'm going to play it about 5 times faster than it should have, with shortened music. So I think we'll get right into that time-lapse right about now. Okay, we're back, so that was the time-lapse there, basically. I hope it was really enjoyed. I haven't actually seen it, because I haven't made it. But yeah, I hope it wasn't too laggy or anything. And I just want to check something. Okay, good. I decided to mess around with some data packs, and accidentally deleted all the recipes for black wool. But I've got them back now, or black concrete, rather. But they're back, so that doesn't matter anymore. So then the big thing I've got for you guys is I want you guys to go down to the description, down there, you see where I'm gesturing, or into the comments, not the description rather, and I want you to tell me, hey, this is a project I want you to do. It could be absolutely anything at all. Like you want to see me build a sheep farm, or you want to see me build a castle, just anything at all. Comment it down there and I will put it into those chests, and we'll eventually get around to doing whatever you want. I feel this is a better way than taking suggestions literally, because it means it's like in the game and everything, and I like that. So you're also going to notice I've got my resource pack, Vanilla Tweaks pack, and I don't like this glass. I'm going to change the glass. But other than that, I'm really happy to have it back. It's a nice resource pack. We're still on 1.13 because 1.14 is a mess, but hopefully it'll be less of a mess soon. So yeah, that's the main thing for the intro today, and we're now going to head over and we're going to randomly draw a medium project and we're going to do it. Okay, so we are over here, and I've set up a little chest, oh, not that one, set up a little chest right here, where we're going to store all of our things. So we're sand duper and finishing the first quarter. So let's get a medium project. Potion system. Okay, so I've never been a big user of potions in Minecraft, but this is something that I've wanted to learn. I don't have much experience with them, so I'm going to go do a couple of hours research and stuff, and maybe design my own system. Maybe I'll use someone else's, see what I find, and then we'll probably build it somewhere down here. But yeah, I'm going to go do some research on this and then we'll be back. Okay guys, we are back, and you're probably wondering where we are, because we're clearly not in the MinasCraft world. So we are here in a test world with a design for a brewing station. So I watched tons of YouTube videos on these, and this is the design I ultimately found that I liked, except I felt it was lacking in some areas, so I've come and upgraded it a good bit and decorated it and seen how it might look when we build it in the world. So this redstone bag here is Ilmango's design. It is a pretty crazy design that can like brew potions in like 40 seconds, like can brew a chest of them. It's actually absurd, but I'm not going to explain all this to you because it's not my design. I don't understand it that well. Like I understand the core mechanics, but I couldn't answer any questions on it. So please head up to the top right now. There'll be a little link to Ilmango's video explaining all of this part of it. And yeah, that's all there. So then I'm going to go through the things that I've changed. So in Ilmango's initial tutorial, he doesn't have all of this, but he adds this in a different SciCraft episode, which I'll also put up in the top right now. But it basically is just a way of, if you stand on here, it'll start dispensing glass bottles at you, and then once your whole inventory is full of them, you will start to throw them out like this, and they will just get simply put into the machine for you, nice and automatically, and this is way easier than, like, pretty well any alternative. Just, you don't have to put them in chests or anything, you just put empty bottles in here, and then it'll automatically work for you. Super simple. So he added all this. One thing he added that I wasn't able to figure out is he added this system so that you can't reactivate it while it's running, except it doesn't seem to work. I think I copied it correctly, but clearly I didn't. So if anybody understands that or has seen how it works, please tell me what I've done wrong on this specific bit of redstone, because that's where the mistake is, if there is a mistake. So that's the first thing I added, which is his design as well. Then the second thing I decided to add was I copied up what he built here so that everything gets automatically placed in a shulker box, and the shulker box gets placed out right in front of here. I wish I could have a slab here, but obviously concrete slabs aren't a thing, so we just have this gap here like this. It's a bit of a shame, and I wish you could place shulker boxes so they come out, but I don't think dispensers can do that. So that's a shame. So then what I did was I added a hopper line here with a chest so that I can put shulker boxes in here and they'll automatically get loaded. And then I added a repeater line with a comparator to this light that'll tell me, hey, you need to put more shulker boxes in here, because obviously we don't want it to break with no shulker boxes. And then I realized what can happen is you can only have one shulker box left, use the machine, and it'll work fine and everything, or so you think, except then it doesn't place a new shulker box because it's out. So I added this redstone line here with which a press of a button, it'll place a new shulker box in there nice and simply. So that was all simple. Then I decided Ilmango in his Psycraft episode added a bunch of lights down here to show the progress of it, 15 lights, which I didn't like the look of and I felt it was too many, so I've just done this with 3. Now this is the first time I've done any work with timing circuits and stuff. I've never really messed around with ether hopper clocks before. Like, I know what they do, but this is new area for me. So, pretty daunting task in my opinion, to be able to have 3 lights turn on in a reasonable sequence. I was able to figure it out, big thanks to Orbney. He's probably down in the comments. He's always in the comments. But he basically explained to me an idea to do this, and I did what he said, and it didn't work, and then I slapped on it and I figured it out, so I'm glad about that. The only downside about this is we have to drop items through through a cobweb like this, because if they don't drop through a cobweb, they can land on these side parts, and it's the only place I could find where there's enough room to get a signal down here, because it's so tightly compact, this machine. So that means that the first light comes on a bit later than I'd like, but it's all timed up properly, so that's not the end of the world. So then after that, I decided I was going to add lights up here to show how full each of the droppers are back here with all of the various items in. And then I decided we'd add a little extra storage back here to show how full they are. And then obviously, because we're adding extra storage, we've got to add a system to sort everything. So I set up a nice little sorting system, and I'll show you. So this one here is the redstone light. As you can see, it is off, but if we just put a stack in here, which gets taken out nice and quickly using hopper minecarts, we will see lots of redstone coming up this item elevator here, and then we should see this light come on to show that the redstone is now full. Ooh, it blinked. I don't know why it blinked. Odd, I'm not sure. It should have a constant stream. Maybe one just was a little slow coming through, but that is okay. And then I figured, hey, sometimes you've just got a shulker box of a resource, like after you've got it from a farm, and you don't want to have to deal with emptying it out, so I just put a shulker box disloader here. Again, using hopper minecarts. For anyone who doesn't know, you can put a hopper minecart in a block, and it'll drain stuff out super, super quickly without being an eyesore. So this is basically going to dispense all of this up here, and you can watch it go up. I just thought that would be a nice little feature. And then obviously you've got the issue of, what if you have too many resources? You don't have to avoid them. So they're just going to come down here to this chest. Sadly, I don't know of a nice way to hide a hopper like this, so it's just back there in the wall. But yeah, that is all that I added. So if we activate this, we'll simply see some potions begin to get brewed up here, as we can see nicely. And then basically this is brewing nether wart into some water bottles. And then if we look at the line below, it's brewing a golden carrot into an awkward potion. Now, if we watch here, what's going to happen is this nether wart is going to brew perfectly timed into the water bottle. So that's going to get pulled out. And then at the last second, this is going to put night vision potions in here. And they're going to move down each one and get to the end here eventually. As you can see, it's miraculously timed. And then we heard some dings to say it was finished. And here we've got a shulker box with all of our night vision potions. So you saw what it looked like from behind there. So now let's have a quick look at what it looks like from the front. So first we begin by just pressing the button. We just hear a bunch of clicking. And then nothing seems to happen for a little bit. We have to wait a little bit longer. There we go. So the top lamp comes on. Then a second later we'll get the second lamp coming on. And then the second later we'll get the third one. And we'll get some dings as well, just to notify us, hey, your box is ready. So you saw there the problem with the cobweb, that it delays the first light by so much, and I'm not sure I'm happy with that, but I don't really want this to just be blocked up either. So if anyone has an idea about how to efficiently get a signal down here, because what I'm currently doing is I'm just dropping an item into a chest, and then using a comparator output. So yeah, this is what I have come up with. Any additions would be greatly appreciated. I'm pretty pleased with it. Obviously, it was someone else's design, but then I've added things that I think are necessary to it, and I'm pretty pleased. So, I guess now the big issue is building this thing up on MinasCraft. So initially, I thought, hey, this isn't going to be too big of a project, but I've gone all out here, and this requires a massive amount of redstone. So I think the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go mining, because we do not have the redstone for this. So, I'm going to hop straight back into the MinasCraft world, and let's get mining. Okay, so we're over here in the MinasCraft world. And I'm starting by thinking, hey, where do I want to actually build this? Because initially the plan had been here, but obviously what I just showed you is massive. So, I'm thinking I'm going to need to start to properly design the layout of all of this. And we're not going to start this potion brewer today. We'll leave it for another day. But we've got the full design ready. And as I mentioned, we're running low on redstone. So I'll show you what our redstone supplies are looking like right now. So we keep all of our redstone in our shulker box. And this is everything we have. And, ooh, it appears there's a bug. Maybe just on the item. Odd. Never seen that before. This is all we've got, so it's running really, really low. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get stacks of all the things we need. And this is where our observers go, by the way. We've got 0 observers. So we need so much stuff, and I think that it'll be best if I bring you along on the way. So let's see. The first thing we're going to need to do is get redstone blocks. So where are we going to get those? Simple, mining. We could very easily build a witch farm, or maybe not very easily. This world does have a quad witch hut. For anyone who doesn't know, this is actually the same seed as the Hermitcraft Season 4 world, except we're far norther than all of their community stuff, by where Cubfan played. So basically, we need to get a lot of redstone. And I'm thinking that the best way to do this is to be mining. Witch farms will be built on this world, just not yet. I want to build a full perimeter for them, and I've mined enough recently. I just don't really feel like digging out the full perimeter right now. Obviously, I'll be doing it by hand. I tried doing TNT stuff to make a hole the other day, or not the other day, about a year ago in an episode. And it just really, really didn't enjoy playing like that. I felt that it wasn't as fun as digging it by hand, because you don't have the same level of accomplishment after. Which is, like, one of the main things that I build these crazy things, is that sense of, hey, I've worked really hard on this, and I'm proud of myself. That's a big reason why I play the way I do in Minecraft, because as you've noticed if you're watching this world, I don't do anything small. This is a single-player world. I built an Iron Titan. Like, this is crazy out here, and that's what I love. I love doing over-the-top things. So I'm thinking that we're going to need to move our beacon. If memory serves correctly, we're going to be completely full down here. Yeah, we're completely mined out down here. So let's grab out our beacon, and we'll go and find a nice little area to get mining. Okay, so we've got all of our redstone blocks filled back up. Now this is the rest of the redstone we have, which isn't going to be enough, but I've mined out about this much. So I'm just going to mine out this last little bit. Not very little. I'm just going to mine all of this out nice and quickly. Should take about 5-10 minutes. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to work on whatever the next thing needed for the chest is. Okay guys, we're back and we are in a jungle biome. And you're probably like, wait, why are you in a jungle biome? I thought you were gathering resources and stuff. So basically, I just finished up a stream where we did a bunch of stuff. And one of the things that we did was we filled up these boxes completely. I'll show you here. So this took a very long time, but as you can see, we've got a stack of absolutely everything. So I got all the redstone done, and then just had to keep going back for more because we just needed so much for all the resources. And this is literally every piece of redstone we have. We've got like 4 dust left that isn't this. Oh no! Okay, so the obsidian was that, and then we need more for lamps. Oh, I didn't realise we didn't have lamps. Okay, that's okay. We'll get that sorted at some point. So we're here in a jungle biome, and the reason for that was because in my stream, what we did was we got all the redstone and stuff. Oh, lightning. Then we decided the next thing to do would be to finish all the sand. We drew a new project and we got make a cocoa bean farm. I know I misspelled cocoa. And basically we only had 1 jungle sapling and we cut down the tree and we actually got no new saplings. So I'm here to just try and get a couple jungle saplings so that hopefully we'll never have that problem again. And then we'll build a super quick cocoa bean farm. I'll design something, I think, and then maybe if it's any good, I'll make a tutorial for it eventually. But I don't know. But these are oak leaves. I just want more jungle saplings. So I'll meet you back in the Mushroom Island. Okay, so this is another thing we did in that stream. We built up this giant bridge to take us out to the jungle, because that is the nearest jungle in the world. Also, I was editing the earlier clips, and I noticed I said this is the Hermitcraft Season 4 seed. It's actually the Hermitcraft Season 5 seed, which was a bit of a misspeak. Yeah. So, we're back here now. Also, you may notice I'm using Firework 3 duration rockets. I've made some up just for long journeys like that one, which will hopefully prove useful as time goes on. So, I'm looking at the length of this video and it is pretty long. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this one here, and this is going to be 16. And then I'm going to build a cocoa bean farm, and that's going to go up either tomorrow or the day after, so Sunday or Monday. And that'll be the cocoa bean farm itself. Because I want to do my own design. I've never designed a cocoa bean farm, so they don't seem that complicated. So I think doing something like that might be a bit fun. So, I'm going to end this here. So if you guys did enjoy, please do remember to drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'd really appreciate it so much. And yeah, I'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Peace.